Alright, good day everybody. So this is our ultra computer based test management system. So it's an automated system that can actually help schools, secondary schools, universities, polytechnic. Okay, it can actually help you take computer based tests in real time and also produce results to students in real time. So it's pretty easy to use. So this is a demo I just compiled to actually show you how it works. Okay, also we have two major interfaces for the application. We have where the student will actually interface with the app, and we also have the admin. So I'll be taking it one after the other. I'll combine it so that you understand how the system actually works. Okay, so what you are seeing, the interface you're seeing is actually the login page for the student. So for you to use this application, students in the school, they're actually advised to actually create the account, or admin can create the account for them. Okay, so once you click on the create account, you enter your name. Okay, so I'll just enter my name, just fill my details. Okay, so you choose a password that you're using, login in, you enter your email address in case you forget. The system can actually send email to you. Okay, you fill every other information and you create your account. Alright, so it tells you welcome on board, so you can actually start using the system. Okay, so the very first step is for you to start taking your test, you have to register the subject. Actually, there's a code that give out to the student, okay, probably before now. Okay, so I already generated the code. I'll also show you how you can create that subject code. Okay, it's a security measure so that we don't have just anybody coming to use the system. Okay, so once the student enters that code, the student enrolls for CBT. So already the admin has already created the subjects, which I'll show you how to do that, and a code will be generated, and this code will be given to the student to actually use and register for the CBT. Okay, alright, so once you actually put in that code, okay, so the next thing is you see you have been registered for that exam. Okay, so you see you have a pending approval. Okay, so it has a kind of two-factor authentication. So apart from just having that subject code, admin will also have to approve every student. Okay, so I'll quickly go to the admin side. So admin logs in. Alright, so this is the admin side. So admin logs in and he sees the total students that have registered. Okay, total registration, and those are waiting approval. Alright, so once you verify your students, you know your student, their details and everything, you can actually approve for that student to take that test. Alright, so once the student refreshes this okay, alright, so you see it has changed from pending approval to activate CBT. Alright, so now it is advisable, it's advised that before the student activates the CBT, the student should be ready to take the test, because once you activate that CBT, your time starts immediately, because when admin is setting the subject and the test, that admin puts a duration and a date and all those things, which I will show you later. So all those things will actually come to play. So if the student is not ready to take the test, it's better left this way. But if the student is ready to take the test, so the student can activate that CBT and it gives a prompt. Alright, so the student now gets to the CBT tab and every information about that test is shown. So the student clicks on take quiz. Alright, so now the quiz is arranged in objective form. Alright, so you see that there's a timer on that quiz. So now what happens is that if the time elapses, okay, the quiz automatically submit itself and grade the student. Okay, alright, so once it gets to about 5 minutes, here turns red, so it starts prompting the student to hurry up. It shows the start time, the end time, and also the pass mark for this particular test. Okay, which admin actually sets all these things. Okay, so once the student takes the test, okay, computer is Okay, electronic device, I think that was answered on there. What is HTML cascading? Okay. Alright, so you submit your quiz and it automatically grades you and tells you if you have passed or if you have not passed. Okay, so once you close this, you can actually see your CBT results and everything and every other information there, and the system has a feedback, so students can actually review how the experience is and everything. Okay, so they can actually review and give that feedback. Okay, so automatically once they're done with everything, they can now log out. Okay, all right, so let's quickly go to admin side. All right, so this is the admin side. Admin can actually see the results. The student just took a result, so on that report you see your CBT. Okay, let's log in. All right, so all right, on the report you see your CBT report. This is the student digest and the dates, every information is there. All right, so if you want to actually add a subject or first let's start with the dashboard. So I already showed you how the dashboard looks like. You have your pending registration, so your students that have registered for the CBT, you have all of them here and you can actually approve. Okay, and the first thing is to actually create the subject. Okay, because we have various subjects that will be taken. So once you get to subject management, you click on the plus button, so you can create the course or the subject name. For instance, I can say okay, introduction to agriculture. Okay, you can put a description and you add that subject. Okay, it prompts you that it has been added successfully and you can view all your subjects when you go to add. Okay, I already created one, basic computer skills, which I use in illustrating the quiz before now. All right, so we have created something for introduction to agriculture, and this is the subject code you actually send out to your students to use and register for a quiz. All right, so after creating the subject, the next thing is to go to the CBT management. Okay, so this is where you actually create your questions and manage your questions. Okay, so the first thing is to actually create a quiz or you create the test. Okay, so you click on add, or let's say introduction to agriculture test 1. Okay, all right, so you can now select the subject, which is introduction. Assessment type is quiz. Now duration is in minutes, so you have to set a duration. If there's no duration, you want to leave it open, you can just type 0, but assuming I want to make it 1 hour, I know the quiz should take 1 hour or 3, you just 60 represents 1 hour. If it's 2 hours, 120. Okay, anything you're doing, just do 60 times the hours and just put it in minutes. All right, so you click on add. Okay, so once you add that test or that quiz, okay, the next step is to actually set the questions. Okay, now before you set the questions, you can actually edit. If you want to edit, maybe it wasn't test 1, you want to make it test 2, you can edit that. Okay, or you edit the course duration. You can delete, make it inactive if you don't want that quiz there. All right, so the next thing is to actually set questions. All right, so you can set questions manually. All right, you can set it manually. So let's set manually. For instance, we can say one of these is not a fruit. Okay, I can have option 1 mango, I can have option 2 apple, I can have option 3 okay, let's say pepper, option 4 I can say pineapple. Okay, so now the correct option should be option 3, that is pepper. I said C represents option 3. Okay, A represents option 1, B option 2, C option 3, D option 4. Alright, so once you select the correct answer, you click on add, and we have set that quiz. Okay, so you can keep adding and you can delete, you can actually edit. Okay, in case you want to edit a particular question or something. Okay, you can edit and do all those ones. Okay, now this is you adding it manually, but if you don't want to add it manually, okay, you have an Excel file that you have already compiled questions, so you may not have to stress yourself adding the questions manually. All you need to do is you come to CBT management. We have a sample file for you, so you just download that sample file. Okay, so once you download that sample file, you open it. Alright, so you open that sample file. We have already done some stuff already here for you. Okay, so I already have a sample file and I already have some questions, so you can edit this sample file to what you want. Okay, you can edit it to what you actually want and just maintain it this way. Okay, the first column A is the question, B is option 1, C is option 2, D is option 3, E is option 4, and F column is the correct answer. Okay, so I'm going to do an example here. I can put another question. I can now say, okay, what is okay, which which of these is present during photosynthesis. Okay, I can say something like this: which of these is present during photosynthesis? I can have car, I can have sunlight, I can have speed, I can have pen. Okay, so these are the options we have used. That's option 1, 2. Then finally I will now put the correct answer. So since sunlight is present during photosynthesis, the correct option there should be B. Alright, so once you save, I save this and it's in CSV. I go back to, so it's assumed you already have a list of questions already, so you can upload that question. You browse and you select your file, then you click on upload. Okay, it tells you you are successful, you have uploaded. So automatically all those questions have been uploaded without me manually adding them. So you can view, you can edit, you can delete, and you can do a whole lot of stuff. Okay, alright, so that's it for the CBT management. Now your registrations are basically the students. So if a student has entered the code, okay, so we'll come to pending orders. If a student has entered the code and it shows pending approval from the admin, so this is where you actually come to approve. Okay, just like how I did when I started the video. You have confirmed orders. Okay, so these are the ones, these are the students you have approved, and we have active orders for the students that have taken the quiz, that have activated the quiz ready to take the quiz and have taken the quiz. Okay, so you have reports where you actually view your students results. So anybody that takes a quiz, you can actually view the results here. Then we have messaging, where you can in the CBT, in the users interface, okay, you have places where they can send messages to you and all those ones. Okay, all right, so this way view all those ones. Then we have settings. Now we have the proper setup. So this is the way you put the name of your school. All right, you put a description, you put your address, phone number, you set your pass mark here. Okay, so currently is at 70. You can actually set the pass mark. If you use 50%, you just type 50 there. Then your school logo, you can set it here. Okay, browse, enter your school logo, you click on update. Any information you change, make sure you click on the update button. And okay, that's pretty it for now. All right, so guys, this one is very good and I hope you go for it. Thank you for watching.